Dexter devastation. A twister takes out homes near Ann Arbor, and look at the path of damage left behind.
Tonight, we're live on the ground showing you the hardest hit areas and bringing you some amazing news. We haven't heard of any serious injuries.
Plus, our Storm Team 8 chasers captured the tornado. We'll be talking with one of them live and checking out what they caught on tape. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Susan Shaw.
And I'm Marley Ginter. All three tornadoes have touched down on the east side of the state. The most serious damage is in Dexter, a small town just outside Ann Arbor, and that's where 24 Hour News 8's Leon Hendricks joins us live.
A lot of damage, but as you said, a lot of smiles really still on the folks' faces here because, as we said, no injuries to report, but certainly a lot of damage to people's homes. This is one of the homes we're talking about, completely leveled by this tornado that ripped through here. You can see a car there in the driveway. There was a garage once around that house, now blown over by the tornado. Some of the best pictures of this from the sky. Take a look at this. This from a news helicopter video fed in shortly after that tornado came through at about 5:30 this afternoon. Now back here live, we want to kind of show you here some of the efforts in progress to put people's homes back together. You can see they've got some of the disaster relief folks statewide, disaster restoration. They've got lots of trucks out here, lots of other organizations, as well as emergency officials doing the most important thing, which is going to damaged place, from damaged place to damaged place, checking to make sure there are no victims from this tornado.
Tornado, tornado!
She's one of the many who took cover from this.
It kind of sounded like it was on top of us.
The damage varies greatly from house to what used to be a house. Dexter, a town of about 4,000, rocked by a late afternoon twister.
Pulled into the driveway right as the sirens were going off and just had a feeling that I needed to take this one seriously.
Jennifer lives directly across the street from a home that was leveled, leaving only the family car that had been parked in a garage. Relatively speaking, the damage to her home is minor. A second floor window is now smashed on the porch, but structurally, her home stands. And she and the two kids who took cover with her are safe.
Yeah, dust came in my eyes.
It just got really dark and really windy, and it just sounded like things were being pulled apart and thrown down, and just it was a couple minutes of dear Lord.
Many neighbors, some with homes, some now without, surveyed the damage and started to pick up the pieces. Injury to people dodged, it seems. After a storm that rolled through Dexter, certainly not stopping for this, and not stopping for people's homes.
Came home from church tonight and saw this and just went numb as I drove through this.
Mommy and I were scared.
And as you walk through this area, a very small town here, as I said, some 4,000 people, you can just see the shock still on people's faces as they try to reel through this. Shortly after the tornado came through, of course, that caused a lot of darkness. Nightfall came, so it really will be the morning, Marley and Sue, when this really hits home.
And you know, Leon, we have covered tornadoes before, but I'm sure in such a small community, are you getting the sense that everyone's pulling together to help?
Absolutely, and you're seeing that neighbors in other neighbors' homes, friends that have come in that knew that this is where the tornado hit, coming to comfort one another. But you can also see, even for the people whose homes that weren't damaged, that they know the people who completely lost everything in this storm. So it really is hitting home for all of them too.
Our thoughts are with all of them. Thank you so much, Leon.
Storm Team 8 meteorologist Kyle Underwood was on the air tonight at 5 and 6 tracking this system. And Kyle, what caused these storms to just explode on the east side of the state this evening?
Yeah, perfect environment to see storms like this pop up. We had the warmth, we had the moisture content in the atmosphere, a little low spinning across, so we had the lift there as well, and then tornadoes started to pop up. We had one in Dexter, we had two others that were much weaker on the east side of the state, but take a look at Storm Track Live now. Thankfully, we're all in the clear. You can see the storms have pushed off now to the bottom side of Lake Erie, and there are no warnings left here in the state of Michigan. Here are the tornadoes east of Flint, one in Monroe County, and then the one we're going to focus on here in Washtenaw County near Dexter. This was the tornado that was during the 5 o'clock hour, causing significant damage. Here's a rewind of how it happened. I'm pausing this at 4:30. Putting this into motion, the National Weather Service in Detroit issued a tornado warning at 5:08. It was 11 minutes later that a funnel cloud was reported, and it was almost half an hour later after after the sirens had been going off that the tornado actually touched down. So excellent warning provided here by the government and the National Weather Service with this tornado. We had a chaser on the scene in Dexter as that tornado touched down, following it and videotaping the whole thing live as it happened. That's Nick Nolte. He lives in Jackson, safe and sound now back home. Nick, you were chasing the storm. Tell us what you saw today.
Yeah, hi, Kyle. Yeah, basically I pulled up close to Dexter. I was on the west side of town there, and I came up on it, and it was a pretty good-sized cone-shaped tornado that was just kind of turning away to my north there.
You've seen 30 tornadoes, been chasing for a while now. From a Michigan perspective, how does this storm stack up?
This is a pretty impressive storm, very unusual storm for Michigan this time of year especially. The kind of storm on radar and both in appearance that you would normally see out in the plains in the middle of June.
And I don't mean to embarrass you, I know you're a big tough guy, but being this close to a tornado, you know, we always sit in the studio here safe and sound. Is that scary? I mean, get your blood pumping? What's it like?
Yeah, it can get intense at times. You just got to keep your eye on it and make sure you know where it's going.
How close were you?
Probably half a mile.
Okay, we're looking at your video here. Fantastic. You shot this with an iPhone, actually, because didn't you take off out of work really quickly to catch up to the storm?
Yeah, I left work and I saw the storm on radar, so I just started driving east. And yeah, I didn't have any of my normal gear with me, so I just had an iPhone.
Yeah, normally working out of a vehicle stacked with professional chase equipment, just an iPhone today. Video looks great, Nick. We're glad you're safe, and thankfully no injuries from this report. Keep doing good work for us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
I want to say also of note here across West Michigan here, we're going to see a lot of moisture in the atmosphere overnight, which means fog, dense fog for your drive to work, plus more record-breaking warmth in the 8-day forecast that's coming up.
Kyle, thank you. If you want to see more pictures of that incredible damage in Dexter, we do have a photo gallery right now on woodtv.com. We will continue to stay on top of any developments out of Dexter throughout the night. We will have updates tomorrow morning on Daybreak starting at 5 a.m.
Unfortunately, this storm system missed our area, but we want to make sure you're prepared the next time severe weather moves in.
If your county is ever placed under a tornado warning, you should immediately go to your safe place. The best place is a basement. If you don't have one, head to an interior room or get under stairs. You can also hide under sturdy furniture. Just make sure that your head is covered.
And you can do something right now to make sure you get an advanced warning. Head to woodtv.com and sign up for severe weather text alerts. You can select alerts for your particular county, and that way when a warning is issued for your neighborhood, you will be alerted with a text message.